Well, I appreciate everybody being here today to talk about the future of our men's basketball program. The decision has been made to move in a different direction. I want to thank Coach Weber and for all his years of service to the University of Illinois, which is obviously extensive, not just what's happened on the basketball floor, but the great ambassador he's been off the floor as well, and with his assistant coaches, Jay and Jerence and Wayne and the support staff and what they've meant to the program and the types of things that we've accomplished during their tenure.
We're getting some feedback on the phone lines, folks.
Do I really sound that bad? Okay. As you can imagine, it's difficult to make these decisions when you're talking about someone the quality of person that Bruce Weber is. Bruce is everything that you'd want in a coach as it relates to how he represents the university, his student athletes, our programs, and that makes it that much more difficult. But I did meet with Bruce this morning, informed him of that decision. I know Bruce had an opportunity to meet with his assistant coaches and his student athletes. I also had an opportunity to meet with the assistant coaches and the student athletes, inform them obviously that we were moving in a different direction and that we would begin a national search immediately. And before I go there, I guess probably appropriate to tell you that I've asked Jerence Howard to step in an interim role. He's agreed to do that. I think that Jerence will do a tremendous job during this period of transition. Moving forward with the process, anticipate there being a lot of interest in this job, which will be a national search. We will move quickly, but we'll move diligently, and I'm excited about the prospects of this program for the future, but certainly the key to that is feeling like we have the right person in place to lead what is a very national program that has a history of great success. So with that, I'm more than happy to take any questions.
What was the turning point in the season for you, or just the deciding factors for you?
Well, Shannon, I think it's really just how we were trending. I looked at, as I've said before, the total body of work. It's not just the last 3 or 4 months, or not just the last month, but really the last 9 years. And there's no doubt that early in Coach Weber's tenure, we had great success here. But in the last 4 or 5 years, I don't know if you want to say we were running in place or that maybe we even digressed a little bit. And certainly for a program of our stature, competing in a tremendous basketball conference, I think it's important that we're playing at the highest level. And as I've said it before, as it pertains to our other 19 sports, we're about winning championships. And I think that that's an appropriate expectation to have for myself and our coaches, our administration, our student athletes, and for those people who are Fighting Illini fans and support our programs.
Is the buyout in any way negotiable, or is that figure just what it is and you have to pay? And is it 3.9? Is that an accurate figure?
The figure is what it is. Yep, it is $1.3 million a year per year over 3 years.
Just generally, what do you have in mind as far as a coach, the next coach? Do you need head coaching experience? Are you looking for a level of success at the NCAA or conference level? Just sort of general thought.
I think there's a preference for someone that has head coaching experience, but I don't want to paint myself in a corner and say that I wouldn't be open to those that haven't sat in the head chair. But I think, Herb, to have a track record of competitive success, winning and having a track record of getting it done on the floor, certainly academic success and that philosophy that it's about the student athlete and that our kids are going to graduate, an ability to recruit at a high level, recruit Big Ten type student athletes that we can put out there that give us a great chance of success in winning those championships that I've talked about. Someone that would serve as a first-rate ambassador for us, be a great face of the program that knows that there's real external parts to this job. that are very, very important. And really, the thing that trumps all is the fact that we are going to do things the right way. Someone that has a track record of success and a clean record, and compliance is important to them, and integrity is part of their DNA.
The decision to name Jarrett's the interim, is that a step toward, or is that a sign that you want to keep him with the next staff, or is that just for the immediate future?
That is for the immediate future, Paul. As it pertains to a new head coach, and really that being their decision as to who they would like to keep. I'm a big Jarrence Howard fan. I think Jarrence has done great things for the program, and I know he has great relationships with our student athletes. So as we sit here today, certainly he'll be serving in that interim role and be the face of our program till we have a new coach in place. But at the end of the day, when a new coach is hired, that would really be their call.
Where are you at on the women's search? And it's going to mean some busy nights or days? I mean, you kind of got two going on.
Well, they'll be running on parallel tracks. The women's position, we do have to go through some HR, some personnel policies and procedures on our own campus. That job, is my understanding, was posted officially just late yesterday. So people are free. Anyone that has interest in that particular position certainly can throw their name in the hat or in the ring, and those will run on a parallel track. To say that one would wrap up quicker than the other, I can't speak to that. Some of these things can be very fluid, and once in a while you get thrown curveballs. So we'll do our best to manage the situation, and I'm very confident that we will hire two coaches that we'll all be excited about, and will do great things for those respective programs.
What are you looking for in a new head coach?
Well, much as I had told Herb, a track record of competitive success, someone who's won at a high level, I think, and been part of those kind of programs, someone that can also recruit at a high level, the kind of student athletes we need to bring on board to win championships. The fact that they need to have a philosophy academically about our student athletes graduating, continuing to get it done in the classroom, knowing we want our kids involved in the community, and being in the community certainly with the coach themselves, and being an ambassador and representing us well, and knowing that they're going to be the face of our program, because there's a lot of external pieces to this job. And also the fact that need to do it the right way. Someone who has got to know that doing things with integrity needs to start. It starts with me at the top, but it's going to permeate throughout our programs, and everybody who works in this department, including our head men's and women's basketball coaches, are going to do things with integrity and do things the right way.
Did you see the drop in attendance as a sign of how people, you think, feel about the program now, or is it more of a reflection of maybe a trend nationally?
Well, you look at the numbers, and I can't, in approximate numbers, I think our attendance has dropped a couple thousand in the last few years, and certainly that's something that you need to pay attention to, and how much you can attribute that to the economy, and how much you can attribute that to whether people have a dissatisfaction with the program or don't think we're winning enough. I really can't put that into numbers for you, but I do know that there were a lot of empty seats this year. And I don't think that that's what Illinois basketball is all about. And it's our hope that we're playing in front of full houses every night over at the Assembly Hall.
Mike, could you clarify as much as you can the NIT situation, and whether Jarrence would be the head coach, or would all the assistants be involved?
Well, from my discussions today, the Jarrence would serve in that role as the coach for the NIT. I think you're all aware that those public announcements are after the NCAA selection show on Sunday evening. So that's Jarrence is part of his role as the interim coach would lead us in that regard. If we are in a situation to receive an NIT berth, we know from our student athletes and the discussions that we had today that they certainly have an interest in playing in the tournament.
Do you have an interest in playing?
Yes.
Would the other two assistant coaches assist Jarrence? Are they still on the staff?
Well, that would be my hope, that they would assist Jarrence. And that they would be part of they would continue to move forward as part of the program and working with our student athletes, and hopefully there's more basketball to play.
If you don't play in the NIT, would you do any of the other tournament like that CBI?
No. I guess as they say, we always want to play in the NCAA, but in this regard, Shannon, I guess it's NIT or bust.
There's a good deal of money tied up in certain buyouts with football, women's basketball, now this, and also facility upgrades that you have planned. How will that affect, or will it affect what you can pay a new coach?
No, I'm confident that we'll be competitive as we move forward in the hiring of a new head men's basketball coach. And we've talked about the buyout situations before as it pertains to the coaches that have been recently dismissed. But those buyouts are all paid with Division of Intercollegiate Athletics monies. I mean, those are monies that come out of our budget, and we're not receiving any type of institutional aid to cover those payments.
Are Mr. Montgomery and Mr. Oliver's opinions and their vote on Coach Beckman's contract going to affect this search?
As I've said before, it's really my job, and it's within my job description to hire the best coach, regardless of the sport, for the University of Illinois. But it's also my job to be active and to ensure that we have a very diversified and qualified pool of coaches from which to choose from. So, which I'm confident will happen as far as of a qualified, diversified pool as in regard to the two positions that are open now.
Will you consult with them at all, or have you?
I personally no. No, I work with Chancellor Wise. She's my supervisor, so usually on these kind of matters, and she's my direct report.
You mentioned it'd be a national search. Do you have a list of names in mind already that you would look into?
Well, I mean, I don't. I think that there's been a lot of interest in the position, and I don't know at the end of the day where that'll end up. In my experiences, you might start at one place and it looks a lot different. It could look a lot different 4 or 5 days from now. So it's a very fluid situation, and as I said earlier, I think we'll have a great deal of interest in our head men's basketball coach position, and certainly excited to get started in the process.
For all the disappointment this year, what do you see the status of the basketball program as far as next year? I mean, how much of a project do you think this is, or is this something that can get back where you want it to be quickly?
I think I don't really see it as a project. I mean, I think obviously I'm up here today talking about a change in the leadership of our program, but I'm certainly more optimistic about the program than some of the media has been, and I think we've got great student athletes. I think they care about the program. I think they want to win, and the foundation is there to be successful. We just need to grow and develop that, and ensure that along the way we're doing things the right way. And I truly believe that good things will happen.
Will you be using a search firm?
There's a strong possibility, strong likelihood that I will use a search firm, yes.
What are the advantages of the firm versus not using a firm?
Well, first of all, I'm doing 2 searches on a parallel track, and I'm not real good at multitasking, and so I think the opportunity to assist in that way, but also that making it a very comprehensive and efficient process, and I think that they can certainly help in that regard. And certainly, some of the firms out there have great expertise in this area, and I know a lot of schools have had success using firms. I've done it both ways, but I do think that certainly in a situation where it's always a competitive marketplace, but knowing I'm working with 2 searches on a parallel track, that kind of support would be a real benefit.